fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Welcome back, everybody, and I say welcome back because a lot of you just finished watching me stream, so appreciate y'all being here. But this is gonna be a quick video giving you the basics of this right here, the Chimeras here for the new Galactic Invasion. And before anybody asks, hey, where are the Chimeras? Well, easy. Find faction space and head on north. I just go sweet north, and literally it's the big Chimera. Now, they are actually in multiple places, and we'll go through the different ones here in just a second, as well as some basics of crewing, because we've tried to gather all the data we can because your traditional Armada officers and hostile officers might not work. So, at the end of this video, you should be able to comment and say, Rev, you did it! Probably like 2 people who actually do that. But let's go through the basics. Number 1, let's actually go over getting the currency to run the Armadas. To do that, you have to go and get your Fatu Krey turn in. So the Fatu Krey scrap exchange. Now I know there's been some issues for some players in terms of maybe the milestones are very difficult turn-ins. For me, I need 6 million on this account, level 52. My account in the upper 50s needs significantly more and is much more difficult. Now, while I do acknowledge that that is a problem, obviously I can't fix that with this video. All I can say is to get the currency that you're looking for right there, you need to do your exchange. Now there was a video, or I'm sorry, there was an event yesterday, an SMS, that allowed you to go after that. All these are going to be in the Ceres invasion bucket. So you have the Fatu Krey SMS. So that allowed you to get just a little bit. So as you go through and do those pulls, that showed you the hostiles. Now the Fatu Krey hostiles are a little bit of everywhere at the moment. So because they're technically in all the systems they shouldn't be. Your Fatu Krey should be here. Like yesterday's event just showed you kind of where the basics are. But they're actually spawning all over the map. So the key is really just doing the run. So I'm actually going to show you this system real quick. We'll take a look at this one as an example. You want to grind the Fatu Krey. That gives you your main currency right here, the scraps. You turn the scraps in to get different rewards, including the directives you need to launch these new armadas. Now, it should be noted that hitting these, the box drops out a significant amount. So you don't just have to go out and grind it with your main ship. But if you do want to have a dual purpose there, bring a ship like a Voyager, Monavim, Talios, NX-01, something with good warp range, good cargo space with a hostile crew, and grind those out and kind of take advantage of those. But with that information now, let's go ahead and move on over to the earliest portions of these technically not armadas, but kind of armadas. The Chimera Vanguards. That's where you're starting off at the lower levels. Now, the first thing many of you are going to wonder is, what should you target? In terms of what of these hostiles, what level should you try? Should you try to punch up? Short answer is you want to go relative to your level. The main reason why, and I'll scan this one to show you, is there is a limitation. They only last 10 rounds. So the big key here is doing as much damage as possible. Now today's video is not about the NSCA Protector, but we will mention it a little bit, including it getting buffs against things like the hazards. It's hazardous. And you'll learn about those now because many of you haven't seen them. That's kind of new to you, but that's okay. We'll cover that here. But you'll see invasion commanders do not regenerate health. As you see here, they do stay damaged, making it easier to destroy. So number 1, you got to get the currency. How do you get the currency? The Fatu Krey grind. But let's also talk about deeper armadas, right? How far should you go? Now for me personally, I very easily took down a 52, and this account is level 52. But I do want you to pay attention to this right here. Hazards are something that our Sigma, our G6 players are very familiar with. This could be something brand new to you. And the NSCA Protector, the new ship, has a natural ability to defend against this. But what this means is, you put a ship here, it's going to die. And I did it on stream as an example. Where is my... Oh yeah, it's not going to show up in a log because it just died to a hazard. But my Coronar just bled to death, essentially. And if you have a ship up there, that is what's going to happen. If you don't have a ship with hazard resistance, it is going to go kabooey. Keep that in mind. So you want to get in, get out. Let's take a look at this system. Up here, you're going to find the same essentially thing you saw before, but now it's the big Chimera Dreadnought. Both the Chimera Dreadnought and the smaller one that we just looked at will score in the events, so don't worry about that. Your main key is you wanting to get this currency. Now for the Ceres Dominion Salvage, if you beat this, there are 2 chests. So you do want to go and try to win. That's why I'm not really big on punching up as much. You can punch up depending on how much damage you do, maybe it pays out. But the key is you're going to get 2 chests here. So you want to get the regular win chest and then like this big mega chest that paid me out 15,000 currency. What is the purpose of that currency? Again, there's a lot of currencies this month, but it's this currency right here, the Dominion Salvage. You see I have 19,000. Once I get, hopefully for tomorrow, 30,000, I can get a pull, which gives me Gwen DeMarco shards and hopefully other good looties as well. I'm eyeing that 45,000 Syndicate XP that I can guarantee right now on video I'm absolutely not getting. So, Fatu Krey scrap, get your directives. The directives help give you currency to get the goodies in the store. And you do want to kind of focus on things like minded. But let's get into the next part of it. Crewing. What are some crews? What works? Because a lot of things don't. For example, Hugh, Chapel, Enterprise Data. Those don't work. I'm going to give you some officers that do work. Some examples. Here are some examples. Now, I loaded out the bottom here with officers that I know for a fact work. Basically, all the Voyager below deck abilities. Enterprise Troy works as well. I just kind of ran out of room. Tendi works. Mariner works. Badgie if you wanted to, etc. Those will work. But not everything works. So trying to get y'all honed in on the specifics of what actually will benefit you at this level and at this juncture. So a good standard crew here is going to be 5 Con and the man, the myth, the legend, the Hull Breach King himself, Lorca. But you don't have to just do this. You can change it up a little bit. I want to show you a few different varieties here with this. So this variety is Mud, 5 of 11, and then Enterprise E. Riker. Enterprise E. Riker, if you've got him decently tiered, could or should outperform Khan in terms of giving you criticals, and they had 5 there just for loot. Here's you another run. You just saw me show this one off, but this is our friend K92 taking out the biggie boy. Good job, K92, and thank you for showing us your Skimitar. I will not see that for a long time. I won't have one for a long time. All right. Here's a Corvus. This is Viper, Shao Viper, running the same thing I just showed you. You're seeing, continual effectiveness here. Then you're seeing this slightly different variation with 5 Con Janeway. Yes, it works. And you see they went after V2. Not quite able to beat it. Probably didn't have the below decks they needed. Also, just to add, yes, Cerritos, yes, Titan Fortification will help you out. And here's another one right here with Valhalla King having a 5 Lorca Con. So you see a pretty consistent theme for a lot of players who are doing this loop in terms of how to crew. And I'm not trying to tell you that this is everything, but I will tell you that you do want to, one, try to win in 10 rounds. Damage creation has got to be the focus. Hence why I'm focusing on criticals, hull breach. Make sure I have my mitigation, but burning for the Tribune, giving it extra shots. All these things are going to make it perform better. And since I can't use things like Nurse Chapel and everything, and can't use things like Hugh, then having something like Janeway can be very beneficial. Again, you could even have Janeway B'Elanna Torres up top if you wanted to, and run it that way to try to take advantage of Isolytic. But the biggest key is knowing that these are limited to 10 rounds. But there are some big potential loot payouts here if you're completing them, as well as needing to do this to do the events today. So hopefully this video gave you the basics of what you needed, gave you crewing, where things are at, and how to get started. So remember, number 1, Fatu Krey grinding. Getting those to do the turn-ins in the event store section so that you can get the actual directives needed to launch these. So you should have got some yesterday and then some today. Now, if you missed yesterday, simply work on this process and you can unlock some more of the directives. Then you want to try to find a like-leveled, maybe a little bit of a punch-up. Like for me, maybe I go after a 54. But winning is going to make sure you get that big chest. The big chest pays out the yummies, and that's how I went and did it. So there's my scout. Here's my dreadnought from earlier in the stream, and I was able to take it out pretty easily, but it went 6 rounds. So the key is, again, can you defeat it in those rounds to then get the juicy loot? And I got standard rewards. Yes, the doctor worked. Yes, 5 of 11 worked. And then I got my couple chests, which gave me all the loot that I needed. So those are the skinnies. Those are the breakdown, the real quickie version of the Chimera. Sorry, I don't have a little bit more for y'all, but I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as possible so that y'all can enjoy it and share it and disseminate it out amongst yourselves. If you have any questions, as always, you can reach me out on Discord or Facebook or even Twitter so that I can help you out. All you got to do is just hit me up. I'm more than happy to be that guy. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video, which is every single day around these parts.
An even better outro than the intro. for the Empire and glory to your house.